In this chapter, I want to get into something called the model and factors. Now, if you're watching this on drawingtutorialsonline.com, you are seeing the list of the model and factors right below this video. If you've purchased the DVD, well then again, you should have the PDF that is on the CD. And you just want to put that CD into your computer and take the PDF off of it, and you'll find the list there. And you might want to have that list out while you're watching this video. So basically, let's just let me get a bigger pencil. Let's just block in some tone. And this is not about, we're not there yet. We're not at the cast drawing yet. We're just doing exercises. So I'm teaching you all the things that I'm going to be thinking about as I'm working on the drawing, rather than me teaching them totally on the finish. I'm using a lot of words basically to say, we're getting all the homework assignments out of the way first. All the action items. I want you to experiment and do every single thing that I'm doing. I'm not doing I'm not concerned about proportions on this. This is solely for model and factors. Now, what are the model and factors, and why do you want to incorporate them, or why do you not want to incorporate them into your drawing? Well, if you are going for total 3-dimension in your drawings, you want to incorporate the model and factors. If you're going for a flat look, okay, maybe the flat look is inherent in your style, well then you want to ignore this video and you want to just kind of go on to the next chapter, because these tools, the model and factors, actually make your drawings look more 3-dimensional. Alright, so this is just, what we've got over here is just a very primitive light and shade. Okay, and you can see how I map it out. It's kind of like the same way over and over and over again. So let's just this is a cylinder. Alright, so let's take this breast over here, because this breast, we're going to start to talk about form a little bit. This breast is like 2/3 of a sphere. The rest of the sphere is let's just say it's inside the body. You're not seeing the whole sphere. So basically, right over here, the darkest dark on that breast, pretty much where the line would separate the light from the dark, that is called your dark halftone. So I'm just going to kind of shade that in. I'm going to go a little bit with the lay of the land. Now, this is where the rubber meets the road, because I already found myself going a little dark. And you've got to do this where you stay within the value ratios. So basically now I'm just going to really use a circular motion, and I'm going to get in my dark halftone. So I've gotten it in lightly. Now underneath that dark halftone is a reflected light bouncing up from the stomach area. So I'm going to keep that value, the value that I have on the paper, because I'm digging that. And now this little triangular shape below, believe it or not, is the cast shadow. It's right about here. Now, there is an accent where one thing touches another, and that's usually your black is black, but that's not happening on this statue. So now I want to turn the breast. I'm going to do it with my eraser. Turn the breast a little bit more subtly into the light. Let me just brush. That's always fun. Let's brush the eraser crumbs off. I'm doing a circular motion. So basically all I'm trying to do here is to get a little bit more 3-dimension into my drawings, because sometimes when you do just the light and shade, it tends to look a little blocky. It looks a little primitive, and if you want to bring your drawings up to the next level, you kind of want to incorporate the model factors. Again, look at the little list of them right below, and I'm just showing you how I'm rendering it out. So now this is my light halftone. It's going to be a skinny band going around, very skinny. You don't want to have it too light or too big, I meant to say. You don't want to have the light halftone too big, because if it's too big, it reaches into the light too much, and then you kind of destroy your form. And then you lose the very simplistic light and shade that gives your objects their form. Okay, so we're just matching values. We're considering our value ratios, and now we're just trying to turn objects a little bit more smoother, a little bit more gradually from light to dark. Now, we've got a little reflected light over here, but I just wanted to focus in on my highlight would be right here where my pencil point is. Then that little skinny ring is my light halftone, dark halftone. Reflected light, we don't have an accent, which would be a black right here, and then we have our cast shadow. So that's on a ball. So now let's do it on a bit of a cylinder. So basically, this is, if I'm going to draw around this, this is a cylinder. This over here is a little bit more like a box. But I'm going to say right over here too, this is starting to look, it's a gradual cylinder. So I'm going to choose to do the modeling factors over here. So what I'm going to do is first I get in my line that separates the light from the dark. And I'm going to show you that in the next chapter.